Good morning, students. Hope you all are fine at your home. So, are you ready for today's lecture? Yes. So, yesterday we have discussed about the monerans, and I told you RH Whittaker have given the five kingdom classification. That is, the first one is Monera, second is Protista, third is fungi, fourth is plantae, and the fifth one is Animalia. We have completed this one. So today we are going to start with the Protista. So Protista are those organisms which are unicellular. You know it very well. Single cell organisms are called unicellular. They are eukaryotic. In Monerus, we have seen that they are prokaryotic organism, and the rest of four kingdoms are eukaryotic, means they have true nucleus and they have cellular body organelles in the cytoplasm. Clear? And these organisms are aquatic in nature. They are found in the aquatic habitat. All these are Protista. Clear? So, belonging to the Protistic classification, first we'll just go through the introduction and then we will do in detail about each class. Clear? So, based on the mode of nutrition, or you can say appendages, they are divided into three main classes. So, what are these classes are? The first one is the photosynthetic, second is the protozoans, and the third one is the, you can say, saprophytic. Right? So, they are divided into three main classes. Number one is photosynthetic, second is protozoan, and the third one is saprophytic. Though first one, photosynthetic, mean they are autotrophic. Auto means they can prepare their own food, right? So, in that, first class is Chrysophyta. Chrysophyta. Here, chryso means golden. Chryso means golden. So, example is diatom. ठीक है, इनके बारे में डिटेल में हम आगे पढ़ेंगे, हम एक एक को लेके चलेंगे. अभी मैं आपको थोड़ा क्लासिफिकेशन के बारे में बता दूं. So, the first one is Chrysophyta. Chrysophyta is golden algae. So, example is diatom. Second one is the Pyrophyta. Here, pyro means fire algae. Here, pyro means fire algae. And the example is dinoflagellates. Dinoflagellates. The third one is Euglenophyta. Euglenophyta. Here, example is Euglena. This is very interesting organism because it shares both the characteristic of as a plant as well as animal, because when the conditions are favorable they behave as plant, and when the conditions are not favorable they behave as animal, yani heterotrophic. Clear? So that's all about the photosynthetic Protista. Next is the protozoan protist. These protists basically are heterotrophic in nature. That means they depend on others for their food. They do not contain pigments. Instead, they have certain appendages for the locomotion. So, based on that, number one is Sarcodema. Here, the Sarcodema organism have pseudopodia. What they have? Pseudopodia. Like you have seen in case of amoeba, like any food particle coming in contact, so they form these kind of appendages which is known as pseudopodia, and even though they use this pseudopodia for their movement, right? So example in this is amoeba and entamoeba. Clear? Next one is ciliated protist. So ciliated means they have special structure for the locomotion, that is cilia. Okay? So in that the organism is paramecium. Have you seen paramecium? Like this. They have cilia all over their body, isn't it? So that's why they come under this class of ciliated protista. Number 3 is flagellated protist, right? So in flagellated means they have special appendages called flagella, and example is trypanosoma. Trypanosoma. So trypanosoma organism have flagella in their body for the movement. And the last one, I'll write it here. So number 4th one is the sporozoan. Okay? So in protozoan protist we have seen sarcodema, ciliated, flagellated. Number 4th is sporozoan. These organisms do not contain any appendages for the locomotion. Okay? These organisms do not contain any appendages for the locomotion. So example is Plasmodium. Example is Plasmodium. So Plasmodium, you know it very well, it causes malaria. It's a malarial parasite, right? So Plasmodium for the sporozoan. Now the third category is saprophytic. So sapro matlab hota hai rotten. That organism which feed on dead and decaying matter is said to be saprophytic. So in saprophytic, the organism, the class is coming slime molds. Slime molds. So these slime molds, under the slime molds, the example is again Plasmodium. Now you will say, okay, ma'am, you have written Plasmodium in sporozoan. Now you are writing Plasmodium in saprophytic, that is under slime molds. So beta, ये जो Plasmodium मैंने यहाँ लिखा है, इसको आप देखेंगे कि मैंने इसको underline नहीं किया, because it is not the scientific name here. It is the organism which comes under slime mold and it is the common name, right? We have studied about the binomial nomenclature in the previous chapter, that any organism coming when we write scientific name, so we have to underline that, right? So the Plasmodium is a malarial parasite. This is the scientific name, and what Plasmodium I have mentioned under the slime mold is the common name for the organism. Yes, so in today's class we have discussed about the protista introduction, that they are unicellular and they are eukaryotic and mainly aquatic in nature. So based on mode of nutrition and appendages, they are classified into 3 different classes. One is photosynthetic, second is protozoan, and the third one is saprophytic. So in photosynthetic we have seen 3 different classes, that is Chrysophyta, Pyrophyta, Euglenophyta. And under protozoan we have seen Sarcodema, ciliated, flagellated, sporozoan, right? And the third one is saprophytic, which we have seen the slime mold, and the organism is Plasmodium. Clear? That's all for today. Thank you so much. In the next class we will look after each of them. Thank you.